Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very special session where we will be hearing more about these inspiring individuals, people who took their lived experience with NCDs and turned this non communicable diseases lived experience into action and change. They are the co protagonists of Raise Your Voice and Going Full Circles, two documentaries produced by the NCD Alliance. To start, I would love you to introduce yourselves by saying your name, affiliation. We would also like to know something personal about yourselves.
Sure. Hi, I'm Snehal. I'm from India. I live with type 1 diabetes since the past 23 years. I volunteer with the Blue Circle Diabetes Foundation India. And professionally, I'm a data engineer and I love to dance.
We all love dancing, I'm afraid.
Well, I'm Chikhu Stanley Junior Ngombe. I'm from Malawi. I'm a cancer survivor. I am the founder and director of Cancer Survivors Quest in Malawi, a member of the NCD Alliance. And as a person, I love to talk and I love to dance.
My name is Nupur. I'm from India. I run the Blue Circle Diabetes Foundation, and I'm also associated with the India arm of the NCD Alliance. And I don't like to dance as much, but what I do like doing is running and drinking a lot of coffee.
I'm Samuel Kumanje from Malawi, a person living with kidney failure. I've been living with kidney failure for the past 20 years. I'm the founder of Kidney Foundation Malawi and co-founder of Malawi NCD Alliance. Otherwise, I enjoy interacting with people, learning from different individuals.
And I didn't introduce myself, but I'm Lucia Feito, type 1 diabetes global advocate. And I must say, because it didn't mention that, but when we were doing some rehearsal for this session, we all agreed upon that we all like and love food. So where is that? We didn't mention that, but I think that it's important that we mention these things because we are people with lived experience, with this huge expertise, but way beyond that, we are people and very important stakeholders in all the decisions that are related to us. Now, I have some questions that are in regards to every documentary. And I would like to start with you, Snehal. What do you think are the key takeaways of Going Full Circle?
Okay. So, like Lucy mentioned, our documentary is named Going Full Circle. And the key takeaways, the first would be the power of community. When all our voices of lived experiences come together, they are louder and they are harder to ignore. And living with an NCD can be very isolating. It doesn't have to be, but the communities, the networks of people with lived experience, they bring forward the sense of belonging. And that is something I have also felt and felt the connection through the Blue Circle Diabetes Foundation is the sense of belonging. Where this is a place where we feel safe, where we are not judged, where we can share our collective experiences together. And moving on from the power of community is also, we also have to understand that our voices are so powerful that we can push for advocacy, and our collective voices can help making systemic changes. So we also work towards policy advocacy, and we want the true representation of lived experience at the table, on the table, where our voices are heard, and we are part of policies or initiatives that are taken ahead.
That's excellent. And as we're mentioning, the power of lived experience is something that I think that Chikhu can share with us. And we all know that lived experience drives change. So I would like to ask you, Chikhu, for some examples of this and how your lived experience has helped you shape a change.
Well, lived experience to me has always been a tool to achieve the reality of any issue. What I mean by that is we can talk about things and talk about them theoretically, but until you find someone with the lived experience, with the story, you do not have the power punch to make the change that you're looking for. Because if we talk about theoretical issues, we're just theoretical. But when someone comes in with a story, you will derive all the theory in a manner that anybody can understand, and at the same time, get to understand the person. I think that's what is a challenge, and that is the same power itself. Personally, I've got a lot of examples. I remember the first example I did is when I went to my home village in Malawi, and I went to give a cancer talk. I am talking to people who have zero education, majority of them. But I was able to, through my story, teach them about cancer, teach them about the facts they need to know, give them a perspective of what they should do in their lives. And 2 weeks later, they called me to say, we found a cancer patient. They didn't go to school. They didn't go to college. But through my story, they were able to get the facts, to get the understanding of action they need to do, and be able to take that message with their passion to help somebody else. So I think that's just one of the good examples I can give as to the need for people with lived experience. But caution, that does not necessarily say we are saying the other fields are not important. They are important in their sense.
Completely. And the lived experience can also be a tool to save the distance with that health literacy gap, and also a way of educating policymakers and people who don't necessarily have to be experts on our disease areas, because there are so many diseases. And that's also a reason that it's important to work together. I mean, beyond our own disease areas, diabetes, cancer, or kidney disease, working together, we are stronger when we want to shape a message and have more impact on our policymakers and to reach our goals. And Nupur, as a person who has set up a patient-led organization, what would be your piece of advice for somebody who wants to do the same?
Thank you, Lucy. And just picking up from what Snehal and Chikhu, the power of the community and the story of the self. I think that, passionate people find their purpose. So that's something that we need to do if we haven't done yet. And sometimes your purpose finds you. Like for all of us here, we didn't sign up for this, but here we are. And, this is what's been given to us. And so finding your purpose is really important if you want to make a difference. And then I think that, like you said, Lucy, we are stronger together. So, go ahead, create that community, find like-minded people. For every person that might, not support you or not be there for you actively, there'll be 100 more that will stand by you if you have the right purpose and a clear goal, and you communicate it openly and transparently. So, find your tribe, find your people. They exist, and I know it's a challenge because the world is, like it's increasingly polarized, and we don't know whom we can trust and who is a safe person or where is a safe space. But create those safe spaces, because I think now more than ever, we need it. And finally, a little practical, tip for people that want to set up, communities of people with lived experiences, to find a way to make it sustainable. And, as someone who is still struggling with that part, I think it's really crucial that we find a way that we can make this work, because, we have to remind ourselves we are making a difference. And for this to, go on long term, we need a way of sustaining it.
Yes, very interesting report, and I think that visibility is key. So it's important to start working and then continue working, finding allies, but also making your work visible, because you will find supporters and sponsors when people know what you're doing. Otherwise, well, we don't see. It doesn't exist. That's why it's important that people get to see the true importance of lived experience when shaping and designing health systems. I cannot repeat this enough. So, Samuel, there you are.
Here, yeah.
Do you like what you have been listening to at the moment? Do you agree? What comments do you have?
Yes, I do agree. Because like what she has said is, the first thing that you need to understand is that we have offered ourselves just because of what we went through. And we felt that it's very, very much important that we give the information to the general public. We are not here to say we should pay something, no, but it's our passion, because we are understood to say, if we don't give the information to the general public, we are killing 2 or 3 people at the end of the day. Now, we want to prevent them from dying. At the same time, we have understood to say that managing the NCDs is very expensive. But what is the best way to do it is to prevent. Now, as individuals or as people living with NCDs, what the best thing that we can do is to give the information, how people should prevent it, how we can control it, how the policymakers can come in. So we are looking at those areas to come together as a team. That's why we joined Our Views, Our Voices. That's why we joined this particular documentary to give, so that, like myself, I'm coming from Malawi. I can only talk to my village. As Chikhu has said, he went to his own village. Now, we're not only targeting our villages, but we're looking at far beyond the borders. That's why we even joined this particular documentary.
And could you share a bit more about Raise Your Voice with us, the mini documentary you are part of?
Yes. When I got the news that I should be part of the documentary, first of all, I was very much excited and appreciated that the NCD Alliance has actually identified somebody from Malawi part on that. The second thing was that this is a very good opportunity for me to give the information, because I feel that I've got information to share now, but maybe I don't have the platform. So I took this film as an advantage for me, an opportunity to me to share what I went through, the challenges that I've gone through, because it might not be only me that facing the challenges, but others have the same challenges, but they don't have the platform. So I took that as an advantage to me to give the information, to highlight, to amplify the challenges that people living with NCDs are going through.
Thank you so much, Samuel, and thank you everybody for those marvelous insights. To conclude, I would like to leave you all with just a thought. Our stories, the stories of these advocates that you have just heard, are not just nice stories. They are not just powerful stories, they are essential. When we are designing policies, we are not designing policies for the people if we are not designing them with the people. We need to include everybody. And lived experience is not just a nice to have, but a way to show how cool we are that we are including people with lived experience. No, including lived experience and have as stakeholders, in fact, the most important ones, is the only way to shape health systems that are fair, efficient, and responsive to the needs of everybody. Thank you.